it's Mrs. C here with Cycle 3, Week 19. We are just going to jump right into geography. So we have the trails this week, and there's a lot of them, and they're kind of hard to find. So just do your best. That's what I'm going to go with on this week. I used a large map and highlighted each of the trails in a different color, kind of like we did for the rivers. And then also had gone through on my students map and coordinated colors with them on the trail, so they were a little easier for them to find. And then we went through and I said all their names and pointed all of them out to them. And then I had these little Hatchimal characters. I just have a big bag of these for my kids. And I gave each of the students one. And so we had each of our little characters travel along each trail as we said them again. And I just tried to have them say the name a couple times as we did the trails so that they were hearing the name, seeing where it was. Tried to point out that, the Oregon Trail ends in Oregon, that the California Trail ends in California, just any kind of clues that I could give them on how to identify which trail was what. But they are a little difficult. It is a lot to go through. So don't be discouraged if they act super confused by all of it. You're just there to introduce as a tutor. So then for timeline this week, I brought in my timeline cards, and on the back of 3 of them, I just put a little piece of blue painter's tape because it comes right off. You could use a sticker, a little Post-it note, whatever. And I spread them out on the table, laid them out, and we read through each one, and I did the hand motions for them all after I got them laid out. And then I let the kids pick one, and we did the hand motion for whichever one they picked, and then we flipped it over to see if it was safe or if it was a bomb. So the ones with tape were supposed to be like a bombs. So I had 3 bombs and 4 safe cards. So if they flipped over a bomb, it was just like, oh no, we have a bomb. Okay, we only have 2 bombs left. Let's try not to hit it. And then another student would pick a card and we flip it over and we're safe. And then we do the hand motion and say the name of the card as they were flipping over. So it was super fun. We ended up getting all the bombs like right off. They just happened to pick those. So I said, okay, well, we can pick the other cards and they can be our healing cards, and we'll turn the bomb cards back over so we could keep playing. So I will do the hand motions for you guys. So we have Lincoln's War between the states. And then Reconstruction is just kind of like you're building, you're reconstructing, Reconstruction of the southern states. So just like we've done for like South America, and do we do another South one? I can't remember, but we're just going to make an S and go down to show that it's South. So, the Reconstruction of the southern states. And then we have Dominion of Canada. And you're just going to grab your shirt and pull it like this. This is the sign for Canada. I don't know why she doesn't explain that in the video that I watched, but this is the sign for Canada. Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany. We're going to bring our fingers. You can use your middle fingers or your pointers, doesn't matter. We're going to interlock our fingers like we did for Israel's United Kingdom. We're going to bring those together. So Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany. You're going to make one hand flat with your thumb up, and then you're going to rest this hand kind of right here in between your thumb and your first finger, and you're going to wiggle your fingers. And I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be some type of a bird or an eagle that is a symbol in Germany, but I'm not positive about that, but that's what it is. So then we have Boer War. So we're going to make a B for Boer, and then war again. And then we have the Spanish-American War, and it's really fast, so we're not going to try to sign Spanish-American War. We're just going to do an S, which is a closed fist with your thumb over your fingers. So Spanish-American War. And then the Progressive Era, where you're going to put one hand in front of the other like this, like we're progressing forward. I kind of think of it like the tracks that they lay on a railroad. What are those called? Railroad ties, like the ties on a railroad. So we're laying those for progressing. So that's all of our hand motions for this week. For area of a circle, we continued on with our geometry song. We have been singing this every week. The kids have learned it really well at this point, and we just sing the entire song. So it's a quick song. It doesn't take long. We say it, we can get through it 3 or 4 times. And since they're doing it every week, they are really learning all of them. So we sang it while we were holding different poses today. So we did like stand on one foot. We put our arms straight up in the air and stretched. We touched our toes, and then I closed my eyes and they got to pick a pose. And then I got to open my eyes and be surprised by the pose that they did. So our geometry song goes, the area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a square equals length of its side squared as squared. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. The circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times the radius. So that's the song. I did point out to them today that there was a number that we don't sing in the song that that is in our memory work. So we pointed out that the number was 3.14. And so I went around the room and asked each of them how many pieces of a certain pie they would want, and they had to say 3.14. So hopefully that stuck with them because we don't say it in the song. They do need to say it for Memory Master. So if you have older kids, you might want to, have them add that into the song really quickly if you're doing the song, or just make sure that they can recite it with saying 3.14. So that's what we did for math today. For English, we did another song. I try not to do a ton of songs, but I also have little kids, so sometimes we do a lot of songs. But we did this to the tune of the chicken dance song. So the chicken dance is the one that goes. So we sang, a clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. So anyway, you can get faster and faster with it. It was a good way to get them up and get them dancing, and they thought it was pretty fun to do it. So we did that. We started off slow so they could get all the words in there, and then we tried to go as fast as we could, and we did supersonic fast at the end. So they thought that was fun. So that was English. For science this week, we have acids and bases, and I made a little friend, Mike Wazowski here. So Mike Wazowski, I pointed out he has a big eyeball for ion, and he's waving high, so it's a hydrogen ion. And so we passed Mike around class. So I said an acid donates a hydrogen ion and a base accepts a hydrogen ion. So each kid got a turn to be the acid and the base. So when they were the acid, they took our hydrogen ion and they passed it to the next kid who was the base and accepted the hydrogen ion. And then they had a turn and they donated it as the acid and passed it on as to the base. So we went around the room and did that several times with our hydrogen ion, and they all really loved Mike Wazowski. So that was science. For history, we were running, let's do Latin first. So for Latin, I brought in my little finger puppets again. This is a new set that I had. I suggest if you guys bring in puppets or anything that the kids don't all get the same of, that you try to bring it in a bag they can't see and just let them grab one. And we say you get what you get and you don't throw a fit in class. So they're just these little tiny finger puppets. I think I got them from IKEA. I have a few different sets of them. So today we had our puppets and we said the Latin and the English to our puppets, and then we had the puppets do it. Then we whispered it to our puppets, and then we had the puppets whisper it to us. And then we got to do it in a silly puppet voice. So whatever voice they wanted their puppet to have, they got to do it that way. And then I said it to them a few times before we did it. So they were getting it about 7 times. So when we do our morning assembly, we listen to the King Thing song, and then in review, we listen to the whole song. Oh, sorry. Could you try again? So my watch is going off. So they do get the whole song. I just try not to do the song in class and really break down the words for them. And again, I will recommend color coding the words up on the board so that they can remind themselves what words mean what. And we like to point out what words are different, what words are not in the same place, and what words aren't in the Latin that are in the English. So there's a few of those today. So that was Latin. So then for history, we were running a little short on time today just because there was a lot, and geography took forever. But we got up and walked around the room doing It's to the Tune of All Around the Mulberry Bush this week. So when they hold out the spread of Soviet, we had to kind of stop and hold it and then take another couple steps and stop on Soviet. Communism, then we walked around and then we stopped. And then I would start singing again and we would walk. So it was kind of like, was it Mother May I that you have to stop on? I can't remember. Red light, green light. It was kind of like that, but we were just marching around the room. It wasn't anything super special. We'd march one way and then we turned on march the other way. And then we'd take big steps and little baby steps and all kinds of different ways. Just got them up and moving. And at review, they knew the song. It's not super long and it's to a tune they know. So that really helped. So that was history. For fine arts orchestra, I love it. I have an orchestra video. You can watch that if you would like to hear more about orchestra and what I like to do. But it was fun. It was great. And we also did science. We did our coin toss. I made pre-made little sheets like these for my kids, and I didn't do them in pairs. I let them individually toss coins just because it gave their hands something to do. We did talk a little bit about tally marks, and we did do a little bit of math, just very basic math, but they seemed to get it pretty well. They really enjoyed tossing their own coin and keeping track. I had them do 10 tosses instead of 12 because it made the math easier for me. And it was easier to see if they had 5 and 5. I don't know why, just I thought that was easier for them. So that was really the only thing I changed. But anyway, so that's what we did for week 19 today. I'm going to do a week 20 video right now. So that will be up already. And I will see you guys. I guess I'll just post it, so I won't really see you next week, but maybe you won't watch this till next week. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.